Hi everyone, my name is Holly, and in today's video I'm going to be doing the bookshelf scavenger hunt. You might be familiar with this challenge if you're familiar with BookTube overall. As with most parties, I am fashionably late to this one. This challenge was created by the Library of Sarah, and there are 25 prompts to this one, so I will probably be moving pretty quickly. But it's pretty self-explanatory. Following a set of questions, I am supposed to scavenge my bookshelves and search for the titles that fulfill the requirements to the questions. Don't worry, you'll understand. But without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Find an author's name or a title with the letter Z in it. Time to scavenge. Okay, so that didn't really take me that long. I almost went with Suzanne Collins, but I decided to go with Lori Elizabeth Flynn, and this is her novel First, which I read either earlier this year or last year, but I really enjoyed this book. It's a contemporary, and she has the letter Z in her middle name, so yay. But I do highly recommend this book. It is very interesting. It's basically about a girl who kind of takes advantage of boys who are virgins, and she has sex with them to teach them how to be better for their girlfriends, which sounds really bad, but it was really interesting though, so I recommend picking this one up. Number 2, find a classic. I can do this one. So the very first classic that I found was Alice in Wonderland, and if you've been watching my videos then you know how I feel about this story, that I don't like it at all. I thought it was awful. So yeah, I don't really have much to say except for it's a classic, so had to pick it for this prompt. Number 3, find a book with a key on the cover. Man. Oh. Okay, so this one actually wasn't that hard because there's actually keys on the spine, but Bitter Blue, it has 3 keys on the cover, and I don't really have too much to say about this one because I haven't read the series yet. But it is a fantasy series, and I am so excited to eventually delve into the story because I heard really good things about it, so key on the cover, and I hope I'm not blinding you guys all that much. Number 4, find something on your bookshelf that's not a book. So I decided to go with my Orphan Black Funkos. This is Sarah Manning and her brother Felix. I absolutely love the show. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend, and the final season is actually coming up soon, so it would be a perfect time to binge watch this series because it is so good. I actually have all the seasons on DVD, so yes. Number 5, find the oldest book on your shelf. I really hate doing this prompt because I can never tell if it means oldest by publication date or oldest by this book that's been on my shelf the longest. But I don't really have any really old books, like, at all, because I just started collecting them in 2014, so what am I gonna pick? I'm gonna have to go with The Kiss of Deception. This is the book that's been on my shelf the longest. It's the first book that I bought. I feel like I've been talking about this book in every video, but one of my all-time favorite series. I absolutely love this series, and I know a lot of people read the first book and they end up not liking it, but you guys, the series gets so much better after this one. I know this one's very romancy, but it gets amazing, especially in the second and third book. So get to reading. Number 6, find a book with a girl on the cover. Man, this one's gonna be easy. The Winner's Curse by Marie Rudkowski, and I have yet to read the series. I know, shame on me. Everyone raves about it, and I just haven't had a chance to read it, and I own all 3 books. So this is another fantasy series, and I really hope to get to this one this year, so yes. Oh, and girl on the cover. Number 7, find a book with a boy on the cover. So I'm going to go with the Bane Chronicles, and this is by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. And it's just a collection of stories all about Magnus Bane. We're not talking about Percy Jackson here. The Mortal Instruments series is one of my favorite series of all time, and I actually have not read this yet. I tried at one point. I think I read about 2 stories, and I just couldn't get into it. I'm hoping that I can get into it again. So yes, boy on the cover, or man on the cover. Number 8, find a book with an animal on the cover. I am going to go with Spirit's Key by Edith Cohn, and this is a middle grade book, and I absolutely loved it. It was so good, and the cover is beautiful, and it has a little ghost wolf on it. Yes, this book is sad, but it is so good though. I feel like this book is due for a reread because it was just so darn good. Number 9, find a book with a male protagonist. So I'm actually just going to go with the book that I'm currently reading, which was kind of sitting on my bookshelf over there, and that is Harry Potter. And I am currently reading The Goblet of Fire for the very first time. That's right, I am reading Harry Potter for the very first time with fresh eyes, and it is so amazing. I am obsessed. I haven't really put that much of a dent in this one yet, but I will. I have not had the time to sit and read it yet, but I will. Number 10, find a book with only words on it. Does this count? Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this one even though there's a heart on it. I might be stretching this prompt thin, but I'm just gonna go with it. This is Emmy and Oliver by Robin Benway, and it's another contemporary book. Man, I am pulling out a lot of contemporaries here. But yes, I have yet to read this book, and I don't know what it's about. Probably a love story about Emmy and Oliver. And if I'm wrong and they're like brother and sister, well, that's just no good. Okay, so yes, the synopsis is leaning toward Emmy and Oliver being a love interest, so there's that one. Everyone's probably face-palming me so hard. Number 11, find a book with illustrations in it. Alright, so this one wasn't too bad to find, and that is Tales of the Peculiar by Ransom Riggs. I read the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, that title is kind of hard for me to say, last year, I think, and I really loved it. I thought it was so good, and this is a recent release of basically short stories that were inside the world of the Peculiar Children, and there are all kinds of illustrations in this one. So there's one, they're mostly just on the title pages. Let's see if I can find another. This one right here, so lots of illustrations for you. And I actually really like the art. I really liked this one too, so yep, there is that one. Number 12, find a book with gold lettering. So I'm going to go with Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo for this prompt, and it has gold lettering that are raised. And this is the 3rd book in the Grisha trilogy, which I absolutely loved. This is actually a collector's edition that I got used on Amazon, so that's really interesting. Or was it Book Outlet? Okay, actually I think it might have been Book Outlet. Number 13, find a book with a diary in it. This one I feel like is gonna be hard. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh, I'm having so much trouble with this one. And you guys probably see a book with a diary in it, and I probably haven't read it yet. Man, I don't know if I can find a book with a diary in it. Okay, well, it looks like I am a failure because I cannot find a book with a diary in it. Like, I just can't. I can't. Okay, I've been searching forever and I can't find one. So I'm gonna move on. Number 14, find a book written by an author with a common name. So for this one, I am going to go with The Geography of You and Me by Jennifer E. Smith, and Smith is a very common name, so I thought this book was perfect for the prompt. And another contemporary book that I have not read. I don't read much contemporary, so you're going to be seeing a lot of this. Number 15, find a book that has something close up on it. Oh boy. What does that even mean? Something close up, like an object that's zoomed in, basically? Oh. Okay, so I think this is a good one. I'm going to go with Winter, which is the 4th book in the Lunar Chronicles, and it has a close-up of an apple, so I hope this counts. And you guys are going to hate me because I have yet to read this series. I know that's awful because this series is so hyped and people talk about it constantly, and I wish I was part of the conversations. But I'm not, and I do plan on reading this series this year, so be on the lookout for that. Number 16, find a book which takes place in the earliest time period. Okay, I know one that I'm going to pick. I haven't read it yet, but that would be Ivory and Bone by Julie Eshbo. I hope that's how you say it. But what I know about this book, and it's the reason why I wanted it so bad when it came out, was because it takes place in the prehistoric era, which sounds so amazing. Like, holy crap, a YA book that takes place around the times when dinosaurs were roaming the earth. And that just sounds flipping fantastic. Number 17, find a hardcover book without a jacket. So the first one that I found was Far, Far Away by Tom McNeill, and another book I have not read, but it is beautiful without a jacket, and it came without a jacket, so I'm thinking it's without a jacket, right? I hope so. Yeah, because even the synopsis and everything is already on it, so. This one, number 18, find a teal or turquoise colored book. So I'm going to go with Ignite Me by Tahereh Mafi for this one. This is the 3rd book in her Shatter Me series, which I loved. It was so good, and this cover is so beautiful, and I am so excited because she just announced that there will be 3 more books to this series, which also has me a little scared because I was pretty satisfied with the ending. So when you touch that formula, sometimes bad things can happen. So I have a lot of faith in Tahereh Mafi, but it's gonna be a little scary. Number 19, find a book with stars on it. This one should be easy. Okay, this one wasn't too bad. So what I picked for this prompt was Starflight by Melissa Landers, and it pretty much has realistic stars on it and not just cutesy ones that you normally draw in grade school. But yes, this is a science fiction spacey book, and the only thing I really know about it is space pirates. Space pirates. That had me hooked to buy this. Okay, I feel like this video is forever long, so I'm going to quicken this up a little. Number 20, find a non-YA book. So I'm going to go with All the Light We Cannot See, and this book actually really surprised me in the mail. I was not expecting it. I got it as a review book, and it's even in hardcover and everything, and I was shocked. But I'm really happy that I have it. I have yet to read it. But yeah, I have it now, and that's all that matters. Number 21, find the longest book. City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. It's a big boy. Like I said before, it is a big brick of a boy. Number 22, find your shortest book. The Apple Tart of Hope is my shortest book. I have read this and I really liked it. And yeah, it's not even 200 pages, so definitely my shortest book that I own. Number 23, find a book with multiple point of views. I haven't read the series yet, but I'm going to go with Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. It's a really epic fantasy series that I am so excited to read. So yeah, it has multiple point of views, and I'm just super excited to read it. Number 24, find a shiny book. They're all shiny. You're shiny. So I'm going to go with Hunted for this prompt by Megan Spooner, and this cover is incredibly shiny and beautiful. And the last one, finally, find a book with flowers on it. So yet again, I'm going with a contemporary, and that is The Loose Ends List by Carrie Firestone, and I absolutely love this cover so much. It's so bright and colorful, and I love the anchor, and it has flowers on it, so perfect. Alright, so that took a very long time, but that is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up, and until we meet again, happy reading.